Koma Malawi. Mkanchi Juma za Shirondu. Ni truth never sleeps. You can silence me, but not the truth. Ndikuti domkazi ya mwezi sidala mahali chikinde na mu Malawi. We, ika vida, wo. My people, welcome to the channel where the news doesn't whisper, it roars. I'm your host at Global Pulse News, and today we are zooming into the heart of Lilongwe, Blantyre, and beyond to investigate Malawi's tech policy under scrutiny. Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking big moves, big risks, and big opportunities for our country. So grab your koozie, lean in, and let's break down 5 major facts about this digital future saga that no one else is delivering with this kind of spice. All right, folks, listen up. Malawi has been waking up from the buffering era of slow internet and missed opportunities. And this digital awakening is not just a dream anymore. We're talking about the government rolling out infrastructure, partnerships, and policies that aim to shift the country from I'll check email when I'm back in the office to I'm streaming, coding, trading online from my Chitenje shop. According to the United Nations Development Programme, Malawi launched the Inclusive Digital for Malawi project, which aims to build a secure, inclusive digital identity system and strengthen digital governance across the board. The idea is radical. Nearly everybody gets recognized, everybody gets connected, and everybody gets to play in the digital economy. But let me tell you, the reality is more hold my Wi-Fi dongle than smooth sail. We've got rural villages still waiting for stable electricity, let alone LTE or fiber. The digital divide? It's real. One study shows Malawi is still in early stages of digital transformation maturity. While the pillars for infrastructure and regulation are climbing, the pillars for connectivity and economy are dragging behind. So this awakening is happening, yes, but it's also jagged, uneven, and full of potholes. The hype is loud, the stakes are huge, and the question is, will this leap become a jump or a stumble? Now that we've seen Malawi waking up and stretching its digital muscles, buckle up, because next we dive into the actual blueprint behind all this noise. The policy document that promises the moon, but might bring traffic jams instead. Here we go. Time to unpack the blueprint. So the government has rolled out the National Digitalization Policy 2023 to 2028. Let's just call it the policy for short. And this thing is like the instructions for your new smartphone, except if you get it wrong, you might break the whole system. According to analysis, the policy has major objectives: expand ICT infrastructure, promote universal access, especially rural areas, digitize government processes, develop human capital, regulate emerging tech, boost research and innovation. In other words, the policy covers everything from rolling out fiber cables to teaching grandmas how to use WhatsApp to securing the internet from hackers. Now that's ambitious, my friends, ambitious. But here's the clincher. When you compare this new policy to its predecessor, the 2013 ICT policy, we see that while 2013 laid groundwork, it didn't account nearly enough for things like AI, IoT, blockchain, cybersecurity. The 2023 version tries to fix that, but it also opens up questions. Will the government have the muscle to implement all this? Will budgets match the ambition? One commentary warns that while the declarations are bold, the day-to-day operations, the on-the-ground stuff, still needs massive push. So yeah, the policy is shiny, full of promise, and reads well on paper, but like checking a new feature update on your phone to find out your network can't support it, the risk is real that we'll have lofty goals but patchy execution. Alright, policy decoded, but what about the voices on the ground? Time to turn our ears to the tech folk, the startups, the everyday Malawians. What's really happening when the rubber hits the road? Group hug moment, because this is where it gets personal. The young tech gurus in Malawi are saying yes please and hold on a second all at once. For many entrepreneurs, this policy gives hope. Finally, we know the rules. We won't be operating in the shadows anymore. But others worry the rules might choke the very thing they want unleashed. For instance, when regulations or compliance burdens become too heavy, you kill the spirit of startup culture. And if digital inclusion promises are not backed by local funding, data access or training, then you've just given a slogan, not a solution. Research shows that Malawi's people pillar, digital skills, usage and literacy, is very weak compared to infrastructure or regulation. So you might have fiber cables, but if half the village doesn't know how to log in, you still got a network for nothing. On top of that, folks in rural Malawi are asking, does digital inclusion mean this policy really reaches my area, or is it just a Lilongwe Blantyre thing? Because if it doesn't, you'll see two Malawi,
one with fast internet and one still waiting for 2G. Add to that the question of data privacy. Citizens ask if data protection really means data control. The bottom line, voices are mixed, moods are cautious but hopeful. This policy has got to be inclusive, accessible, and flexible. Otherwise, it risks turning into regulation for its own sake rather than innovation for the many. Right then, we've heard the dream, we've heard the ground. Now let's flip the script and check the wallet. Will this policy line up with economic sense or just add new lines to the budget sheet? Money talks, and Malawi's digital future is trying to speak in that language, lad. The policy sets up big economic promises, boosting job creation in ICT, drawing investment, enabling digital financial services, digitizing agriculture, health, education. The idea is, if you connect Malawi smartly, you kindle an economy that isn't just about tobacco or maize, you open digital opportunities. The World Bank back in 2017 said a digital foundations project in Malawi could modernize government operations, make internet more affordable, improve public service access, and pave the way for growth. That's the upside, but here's where the caution siren should go off. Infrastructure is expensive, devices cost money, training costs money, and if the returns don't come fast, public patience runs out. According to a study, Malawi's economic pillar in digital transformation maturity has the lowest score of all pillars. Lots of planned but fewer running businesses riding this wave yet. Also, risk of overhang regulation. Too strict rules could stifle the very innovation you want. Or if you under-regulate, you invite abuse, cyber threats, data leaks, online scams. So the policy is a big economic bet. If it pays off, Malawi could leap into a new era of digital jobs, startups, exports. If it doesn't, we could end up with half-built networks, idle servers, and disappointed expectations. And now the grand finale, the moment of truth. Will all this become reality or just another policy pamphlet gathering dust? Here's what to watch going forward. Here we are, the Future Watchers segment. So what happens now with the policy in place? Implementation is the real game changer. Meetings will happen, budgets will be set, public consultations will roll out, ministries will negotiate. Yes, the dance begins. For example, one piece of news, the judiciary in Malawi launched a new ICT policy and laboratory to bolster digital justice transformation. That shows the policy ripple effect is already spreading. But to make the whole thing stick, a few big questions need to be answered. Will the policy be inclusive of rural Malawi? Will local content and languages get support? Will funding be sustained or just one-off? Will digital rights and data security be real or just side notes? Because if the rollout is messy, people will switch off faster than their modem loses signal. But if Malawi nails this, if we build real infrastructure, train real people, deliver real services, protect real data, then the policy could turn into legacy. It could mean Malawians accessing e-services from remote areas, students learning online, farmers selling produce via digital platforms, startups going global from Lilongwe. That's the dream, y'all. But dreams don't just come true by reading the document. They come true by doing, by hustling, by delivering. So stay tuned, folks, because this tech policy story isn't over. Far from it. So there you have it, folks. 5 big facts about Malawi's digital policy journey. The awakening, the policy blueprint, the voices, the economy, and the road ahead. If you're wearing chitenge or suit, studying or hustling, this matters to you. Stick with us at Global Pulse News for more of this raw, real Malawian-style coverage, where we don't hide the pain and we don't hype the fluff. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss our next story, and drop your thoughts in the comments. How do you think this digital future will affect you, your family, your business? We want your voice. Love you all. Keep pushing, keep buzzing, and until next time, stay sharp, stay digital, and stay Malawian strong.